Hello, and welcome to the MXW Draft Preshow. Today we will discuss Toad's shocking return, the rules of the draft, our GM and first pick suggestions, the Renegade situation, and more on the MXW Draft Preshow panel.
Hey Bobby, does more include talking about your trash career?
You make me feel invincible, earthquake powerful, just like a tidal wave. You make me brave, you're my titanium fight song, raise it up like the roar of victory in a stadium. Who can touch me? 'Cause I'm who can stop me tonight? You make me feel invincible. I feel it, invincible.
All right, now let's talk about Toad's return on how the draft came about. Now, how do you guys think the draft came about? Like Toad's mind.
I think a Magic Fairy came down.
Fuck's sake, Kman. Are you fucking delusional? Toad clearly wanted a better show for Unleashed. Unleashed has got to be, is going to be the best show
Honestly,
in MXW.
I don't know if he was like, I think he was just kind of like, he was taken out of power by getting beat by, Milky, I think. And he saw that KO was failing because of Milky.
Yeah, I think Toad's going to unleash his anger.
I was talking, Kman. Thank
Milky,
you.
Driving MXW knockout into the ground. And Toad's a businessman. He knows it's going to fail. He knows that knockout is beyond repair because Milky has done a crap job.
Yeah. There's no doubt that Toad is definitely a businessman. He will take the best show possible, and he has took the best show possible, and that is Unleashed. He has made his own, and he's going to probably draft the best commentary team, the best roster, the best women's, the best tag division, whatever.
So Bobby, what you mean is if he has to draft the best wrestlers, not to draft you, right?
Oh, God.
And we'll get into that in the next segment.
Jealous. Yes.
Next.
Thank you, Kman.
The rules of the draft. Now, to start off, there will be 14 picks total for each brand.
And tag teams count as one pick unless they are drafted separate, unless the GM chooses.
Both shows will have an owner. Milky will, for example, Milky is Knockout and Toad is Unleashed.
And they will also
GM.
have general manager.
Yourself. Fucking done this. The women's division will be on both shows.
KO will have the first.
The women's division will be on both shows.
What the hell?
Match.
You lagging back?
All right, guys. What are some predictions on who you think Toad and Milky will select as their general managers?
Honestly, I think their general manager will be Hydrix. Gonna be honest with you, because he's retired. He can't wrestle.
Who's?
Toad's. I think it's definitely gonna be Toad's, because Toad's general manager. I hope and pray it's gonna be Hydrix, and I hope he'll have a better persona, because his persona before, loving the fans, having to turn heel on KO and then turn face on Twitter.
What is this?
It's not the best
terminology. Kayfabe still exists,
Yeah, well, all right.
I highly disagree. Hydrix and Milky have been along and working well together ever since they joined. I think it would be smart for Milky to choose a man that he works well with, which would be Hydrix as his general manager.
Hopefully, right? When it comes to the commentary team, Toad will be smart to
no one gives a crap.
We're not talking about the commentary team right now, Dallas.
And for Toad's pick, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I think a return will happen. And I think Toad will be seeing Green as his general manager.
What does that mean?
I think the money will be coming.
What does that mean? Shane
what about
McMahon?
you guys?
That's why I didn't say anything.
No.
I honestly do not think Caleb will be anywhere near MXW ever again, ever since that incident. Now, I honestly think for Milky's general manager pick, I think he will choose. I had him in my mind like a second ago. I honestly think he will be Mr. Love, which I'm going out on a limb here because he's injured right now and he isn't really capable for action. But he can still be used at the general manager position. I heard he is a very good general manager, and he will be, continue to be an excellent one on KO. Dallas, what is your opinion, buddy?
I don't know. I would probably say for I think Hydrix is definitely going to be a GM because he just retired out of nowhere, like no reasoning behind it. He just kind of retired. I mean, he's going to get booed out of the building if he's one because no one likes him, obviously. But
no one likes you either.
Oh my god. Continue on with your predictions, Dallas, please.
I think Hydrix will be for KO, and then the other one would be, let's see, I have no idea. Probably like someone like yeah, those are my predictions.
Well, we'll find out at the draft later today.
Yes, we will.
Who do you think are going to be the first three picks for each show?
Every member of the Job Squad.
I personally think
in the Job Squad it's Dallas, it's Doc, and then it's Memorized. It's the Job Squad right there.
My personal opinion is Knockout has the first pick, so they're going to want some gold on their brand, and so they're obviously going to pick Ultimate, the Extreme Champion.
Fuck. Wait, so for each show, so Dallas, you didn't list each show, but Kman, continue on.
Maybe I'll fine. I'll do
it.
Okay, fine. Kill yourself.
I think the first pick for Unleashed is going to be a little bit different. I think they're going to go with Saints. He had a big upset victory over Kman at Heatwave. Buried him in a casket. And I think he showed he was very dominant that night. So I think he's going to be the first pick for Unleashed.
How about your second pick for KO?
I think they're going to want to continue with the gold, and I think Spade is going to be the second pick.
I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I honestly don't. I think, my opinion, I think that Unleashed would go for the gold in their first round pick, and they would go for Spade. But that's your opinion. Go on with your second pick of Unleashed.
For Unleashed, I think Boston will be picked.
Boston, that's actually a pretty good pick.
Boston was very dominant in the match at Heatwave. He unfortunately lost double countout or double disqualification due to the Renegades interfering. But I think we all saw Boston winning the match if they hadn't interfered.
What about the third pick of KO and third pick of Unleashed?
I think KO for the third pick will be picking Rock.
Rock, yeah. I think I would do that as well. I think I would sign Rock to KO.
I think Milky isn't very happy with what Rock did at Heatwave, and the only way to get revenge or have a match with him is having him on his own brand.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
No one likes. Sorry.
I think the final pick for Unleashed will be the Renegades.
Because the Renegades as a whole, or because they aren't as a whole.
The Renegades have been extremely dominant and showed their dislike for Milky. So of course Toad's going to want someone who dislikes Milky as much as he does on his brand.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very shocking pick. But if they weren't suspended, then they'd probably be on somewhere around the top. But since they're suspended, they're going down a couple picks.
What about you, Dally?
I already said mine.
No. You have to choose both, both draft. So, like, choose your number 1 pick for KO, number 2.
Number one pick for KO is going to be Milky, because all that...
Milky? Milky is his own brand. He's going to draft himself.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I'll kill myself. Never mind.
Okay, so basically my few picks are going to be number 1 is going to probably be I'm going to have to agree with Kman here. It's going to be Ultimate. Number 2 pick, I'm going to go with a shocker. Well, not number 2 pick, but I'm going to go with number 1 pick for Unleashed. It's going to be a shocker, but it's going to be the Renegades, because they're such a dominant force, like Kman said. But I don't think they'll drop anywhere in the draft because Toad would just unsuspend them. And the second pick of KO would be, I honestly think it could be Rock, because Rock has got to be one of the best wrestlers in MXW KO. In MXW Unleashed, it's going to be the second pick. Boston. No description needed. He's one of the best.
Yep.
Hands down. Yeah, exactly. He's a legend, And number 3 pick for KO.
Oh my god, you take so long.
How
this
about
is important. This is like the future of MXW.
Well, I honestly think that they're going to choose a tag team, or they're going to choose a tag team for their 3rd pick. So they're going to choose the Lone Gunman. I forgot their name for a second.
You mean FF?
FF. Shit. Fuck off. It's FF and Dom. They're both tag team champions, and they're going to go for the gold. All right, and then
I think it's funny how one man holds the tag team titles.
Dallas, fuck off. I think Unleashed is going to fire back right at him, and going to choose the whole team of TXD. Or if Mr. Love is a general manager, it's going to be Kev for 3rd pick of Unleashed.
Well, we've made our picks. You guys can make your own picks and see who you think would be the first 3 in all the picks for Knockout and Unleashed. But now we're going to talk about what we hinted before, the situation involving the Renegades. What do you guys have to say?
I think they should, stop running in on matches. Like, KO, most of the matches got ran in on. Like, they need to stop. Yeah, only one match didn't. They should kill themselves.
Now, do you think it's a smart idea having the Renegades on one show where they could cause havoc, or say splitting them up and just getting rid of that?
Splitting them up!
You see, I like that if they split them up, that'd be a good idea for both shows. But if you kept one on one team or one show, and if Toad drafted the Renegades to his show, then that would probably bring him more views because of the popularity all 3
Toad
of the men have.
Of money.
Toad is the man of money, and Matt's a 2-time MXW champion. Kman's a former Extreme champion.
Longest reigning.
Yeah, longest reigning Extreme champion as well. Yeah.
What
have
are
to
you,
suck your dick a little bit.
126 days.
Have to suck your dick a little bit because you're on the fucking, commentary team. But and boss is
4 months.
Yeah. So basically, they are the 3 most dominant people on the roster, and if they had him on one team, if Toad had him on one team, that's unbelievable power you have at the touch of a button. You're done. All right.
That would be. I think one GM would be smart. Would be smart enough to not have them on the same because if they were all in the same one, then most of their what do you call it? talents would be could possibly be injured from all the attacks and stuff. So I think GM would be smarter than that.
Well, Milky has shown with his lack of experience that he obviously couldn't handle the Renegades, but Toad has been in control for a lot longer. Could possibly direct that anger towards Milky and not the Unleashed roster.
May I bring something up? I think Ultimate Guy could be injured because of the Renegades attack.
This is true.
So could that leave a little indent on Ultimate's number one spot?
Well,
that we all predicted.
It would still, even if he's injured, it would still mean that the belt would be on the brand, but it's definitely a possibility.
You are right.
I mean, if he gets injured, wouldn't he have to vacate then?
No, Possibly.
Depends on how the general manager is feeling. I mean, you have to decide what's more important: having a healthy first pick, or having
Milky being
championships.
Milky being the inexperienced cunt he is, he would vacate it because Ultimate Guy, because he would vacate it, but he shouldn't vacate it, and he should just draft the whole bundle to his team on the first draft. Because if he let that pass by and Unleashed drafted him, Unleashed would be the better. They would be I said Unleashed, right? Yeah, they would be the better team.
All right. So there are 28 total picks available, which means that there are going to be some call-ups from MXW. Who do you think shows the most potential and has a chance of being called up to one of the main rosters?
No one. They all suck.
Okay, so here's my opinion on this. So I honestly think that what's my word here?
Unexperienced?
Some of the NXW stars in NXW aren't ready yet, but some of them are very ready, and they haven't been called up yet. And that's, due to Milky's inexperience of being MXW GM.
But I just want to point out, isn't Hydrix the head of talent relations, not Milky?
But Hydrix isn't the owner of Knockout.
Yeah, but he can...
Well, so I think there's kind of a balance for the NXW picks. You have someone like Callum, who's very experienced in MXW, but asks for a lot of money and doesn't tend to show up to shows a lot. You have someone like Reploid, who doesn't have as much experience, but you can always count on to be there.
That's the people who I like. They try their best. They try their hardest, and someday they'll be in that spot. And I think Reploid is going to be in that spot. He's probably going to be around the middle pick, probably pick number 7, pick number 6, but he's going to be picked just because of his determination of being one of the best wrestlers around.
To reference the company that shall be not named, you could say that Callum would be like a Brock Lesnar or Kevin Owens figure, a prize fighter who will only fight for a high amount of summon for a title. We have someone like Reploid who would be like Seth Rollins, Cesaro, who you can always count on to put on a good fight and help you with those ratings to beat the other brand. So it really depends on what's more important to the owner, Toad and Milky.
I hate to reference this right now, but people like Cyber don't get into they don't try. They just deserve. They think that since they've been in the industry for long enough, they deserve a title shot in MXW. But Reploid has been working his ass off to be in MXW for a while.
Shows dedication.
So I think he'll be the number one pick of all NXW people.
He may be the number one pick overall. You never know.
Yeah, could pull a shock. All right, so let's start wrapping things up. Overall, who will have the better show and why?
I think it's going to be Unleashed because Toad is more experienced than Milky, and as we saw from KO, KO is dying because of Milky, and I don't think there's any way Milky can save it. That's why Toad didn't even try and save it. He just made a whole new brand. He knows KO is unsavable at this point.
Now, I really do not like agreeing with Dallas because of multiple reasons, but I have to agree with him here. I
don't like agreeing with people that say you're a good wrestler.
Funny. I agree with Dallas here because Unleashed is managed by a better general manager and a better businessman than Milky is. So that's basically my thing. Yeah, I think he'll draft all the, probably most of the upcoming talent, and Milky's probably going to draft all the has-beens of MXW. So,
well, I do agree with you about Toad eventually coming on top. I think it'll be a lot closer than you think, because I see this angering Milky, and we might even see a new side of Milky that it just really wants to succeed, just to better Toad, leaving him out to die with KO and basically setting him up for failure. And I think it could end up being a really cool competition between the brands and bringing out the best of both of them.
I totally agree with you there. Milky has been showing a aggressive side lately, and he wants to be the best. And if he pulls this off, he will be the best.
Yeah, he could. If he really, really puts in the effort, he could probably. There might be a chance where, for 1 week, it's going to be like so. It's going to be like Unleashed is pretty dominant, and then 1 week KO gets the better, and then everybody just flips out, and then it just skyrockets. You never know.
But the FF ratings will be covering this the whole time. Mm-hmm. So make sure to go /Warp FF ratings and see the ratings of both Unleashed, not Ultimate, and K Knockout.
Well, thank you for tuning in to the MXW Brand Split pre-show panel, and we appreciate you watching and hope you stay tuned in for the MXW Brand Split, which is about to happen next. Thank you.
Goodbye.
At 3 p.m. EST.